Namaste, beloved. How are you? My name is Syma, and I am an international sacred feminine and spiritual coach, healer, and Amazon bestselling author. And I am so excited to share with you some goddess guidance today on how to be more confident and how to really magnetize what you want and become radiant and feel like a goddess, because that's my mission. My mission is to help sensitive, soulful, spiritual women all over the world in reclaiming your feminine power and flourishing in every way into the goddesses that you truly are. You already are a goddess, and if you're a man watching, you already are divine, right? So I hope that this video serves you. Why this is so important is because when we are lacking that confidence, we hold ourselves back in so many ways, right? We are too afraid to be authentic. And when we're not authentic, then we are not creating true intimacy in our relationships because we might be afraid of being vulnerable and being our true selves, because we might be afraid of consequences. And I'll get more into that when I start sharing with you the goddess guidance. But it's something I've struggled with so much in my own life. And I've also seen and witnessed the profound miracles that happen when we embrace ourselves and have that inner confidence, not a mindful confidence or intellectual confidence, and even an ego-based confidence that's based on our package, right? Our outer accomplishments or even our personality. But it really comes from a place of being centered to your divine true self. So to support you with this, I will be sharing some goddess archetypes in order to help you to really understand 3 very specific sacred feminine ways to unleash your inner confidence. Okay, my darlings. So the first goddess that's going to help us is Anana. Anana is a Sumerian goddess. She's one of the most ancient goddesses, and her older sister is Ereshkigal, and Ereshkigal is the goddess of the underworld, whereas Inanna is the goddess of heaven and even earth, but more heaven. She's the goddess Inanna of love and beauty and sensuality, sexuality, self-confidence. Inanna is it. In fact, sometimes she's overconfident and she's arrogant, and in her arrogance she can make some very dire mistakes that actually end up costing her life when she goes and delves into the underworld, which is the domain of Ereshkigal, her older sister, queen of the underworld, right? So her punishment there is that she dies, and she's basically sentenced to death and judged by Ereshkigal, and then she has to resurrect herself through a whole bunch of lovely mythology, which are really metaphors for our own journey of, in order to be truly confident and have that balance of not being arrogant but not being self-conscious and filled with self-doubt, there's that middle path. And that middle path comes from embracing all of yourself. So in our culture, we're often taught to be spiritual, especially those of us on the spiritual path, attracted to these kind of videos and this kind of work, right? We're always about love and light and all this light stuff. But that can actually create a lot of neurosis in us because we're human beings. We have egos. And instead of shunning the ego and focusing only on being spiritual, what ends up happening is we create this disconnect. And Ereshkigal is that inner shadow self. She is that dark queen, or that darkness inside of us, the unhealed and wounded parts of ourselves. And true confidence can only come from a place of wholeness and facing and embracing every part of yourself. So this is that union of Inanna and Ereshkigal coming together. This is such a powerful story for us, and it's why in my new book, and by the way, this is a little announcement for those of you who follow me, is that I'm working on my second book. My first one was all about romantic love and manifesting soulmate love, and this one is my true life's passion, and it's all about reclaiming the goddess within and reconnecting with your sacred feminine power. And Ereshkigal and Anana come in very quickly in the book. It's a 13 archetypal journey with the goddesses, and it's so essential because we can't talk about manifesting and sexuality and all that lovely goddessy stuff until we do the inner work first, to face our inner wounds and unhealed parts of ourselves, right? So I hope you're excited about that, and I'll go much more in depth into their mythology, what it means for us as in terms of really accepting and healing ourselves. So just to be clear, right, that confidence comes from allowing yourself to own your full self and embrace what might feel unspiritual or dark within you, and just have so much compassion towards it and unconditional love towards it. And when you have that unconditional love and acceptance towards yourself, what ends up happening is that you don't require this from other people. And so you can be more confident in being yourself because you have loved and accepted every part of yourself. If someone else doesn't, it's okay because you accept it. And this is so empowering, and it really frees you to know that I don't need other people to accept me, to validate me, to approve of me. I'm not afraid of their disapproval because I love and accept all of myself, right? So then you can show up more confidently and, of course, be more authentic. And the more authentic you are, the more you can create intimacy and, just really elevate all the relationships in your life. And everything is a relationship, not just with people, but your relationship to money, opportunities, your dreams manifesting, everything, my love. So those are our first goddesses. The second goddess that can support you in owning your confidence is Lilith. Lilith is also a Mesopotamian goddess and very ancient, extremely powerful. She's also going to be in my upcoming book because she's such a badass, and I just, you can't not have Lilith to support you. And when it comes to reclaiming your feminine power, Lilith is all about being true to yourself. When we aren't true to ourselves, and I'm a psych major as well, so in psychology we learned this term called cognitive dissonance. What happens is when you act inconsistently with your true values, you create cognitive dissonance. And what this is now there's an inconsistency inside of you because you've acted in a way that isn't truly who you are. So you have two options. One option is to change your values, and the other option is to change your action. And, unfortunately, when we're not confident, then we will change our values to accommodate justifying our action, right? So, for example, let's say you're a very spiritual woo-woo person, and yet, when you're showing up in all your relationships, you're being very professional or normal, and you're not showing that side of yourself. What ends up happening is your soul knows that you're not being true to yourself, so you create this existential angst inside of you, right? You're dishonoring yourself. So you can either then start being yourself and talk about, I like doing full moon smudging ceremonies and meditation and whatever, your thing is. And that might get people a little weirded out, but you're okay with it. And that's why we work with Anana and Ereshkigal first, so that you can accept and embrace every part of yourself. Or you continue to hide that part of yourself. And what ends up happening then is you also feel like you're living a double life. That, there's the true part of you, which has all these values and desires and hopes and dreams and hobbies and passions. And then there's a part of you that you're actually presenting to the world. There's how you're actually living and being. So that disconnect is very painful. And Lilith is that rebel. She says, screw it, enough, F this shit. Okay, so she is that badass goddess that says, I need to be true to myself because my integrity is at stake here, and nothing and no one is worth me abandoning myself. So this is about having and cultivating confidence by really taking a stand for yourself, holding your ground, being true to yourself even in the face of consequence. And as I will be sharing in my book, Lilith faces the ultimate consequence as well. And we might have people shun us, we might be abandoned, we might be made fun of, we might have people leave us, punish us even. You have to know which price you are willing to pay, right? The one where you are going to have all that inner angst for not being true to yourself, or the one where you can be proud of yourself and know that you're being true to yourself, even if it may not work out well in other ways. But here's the thing, my love, it will always work out, because you will actually, by being yourself, inspire others and uplift others and show that here I am. It's all of me. It's all of me. So then everything in your life actually starts aligning to support and honor your true badass self. Okay? So the final goddess, and I love how this flows right into that to support you there, is Amaterasu. She is a Shinto Japanese goddess of the sun. Now, goddesses are typically goddesses of earth and the moon. We have very few sun goddesses. Sun is the solar domain, is normally the masculine, and the moon or the earth is normally associated with the feminine. So Amaterasu is one of the few solar female deities. And she, as you can see, radiates from the inside out. This is about you allowing yourself to shine. And know that when you step out of the spiritual closet or whatever closet it is that you have put yourself in because you're afraid of showing who you truly are, when you do that, like Amaterasu, who was in a cave, she hid herself there for a while, you deprive the world of your radiance, of your brilliance, of your divine light, and we need it. We all need it, right? So if this video, for example, is benefiting you, and if you're resonating with what I'm saying, imagine if I let my self-doubt, which I always have, hold me back from making this kind of video. There's so many things. There could be a fear, like as a spiritual coach, I've had some comments where people have said, oh, look how much makeup she wears, or goddesses are demons and this is Satan worship. And I've had a lot of very negative comments, but I just see that as a reflection of the people who are commenting. It has nothing to do with me. It's all about them. Right? So I have really strict boundaries around that. I don't tolerate any disrespect because this is my queendom and my domain and I am sharing. So if you want to come, I am here to serve those with good intentions and open minds and hearts. And I'm open to constructive feedback, even constructive criticism. It's really helped me. Sometimes people might say they can't hear me or the camera's adjusted like this or whatever. And I will take that in and it's really helped me to improve and better serve you. However, if I let other people trigger my own self-doubt and then stop doing this work, I would not be able to serve you. So in the same way, my love, when you hold yourself back, you are depriving us of your gifts. And we want your gifts. We need your gifts. We need you to shine your full, glorious light because you are divine. And who you are is so equally worthy as all of us, and yet so beautifully unique to you, right? So we need you to shine your light and radiate like 1,000 suns. And just like the sun blesses our earth, you are here to bless us all. So you owe it to us to shine, right? Because otherwise we are missing out on being uplifted by the true you, which is so beautiful and perfect and whole. And at the same time, remember that, we're human. Spiritually, we're whole and perfect, but humanly, we are not. And so it's about embracing that. We don't have to try to be perfect. That's boring, right? So embracing, for example, when I have low self-esteem or self-doubt, I have compassion and I say, you know what? This is helping me to stay humble. It's helping me to stay connected. It's helping me to, always be connected to my service in the world and not flaw like Anana does in terms of getting arrogant. And that can really happen even, and especially sometimes in the spiritual community. So, ego is something we always want to watch for, and at the same time we want to embrace all of ourselves and know that we are divinely perfect, and humanly, wherever we are not, we are able to extract gifts from that as we accept and embrace all of that, all of ourselves. So these are just 3 goddesses that can help you in being more confident by being true to yourself. And, one more thing with Lilith is she teaches us that confidence doesn't come first. You have to be true to yourself, trust and follow through on your inner guidance, your values, honoring them, and then you build your confidence. So a lot of times we think, when I'm ready, I will write that book, start that business, go on that vacation or whatever it is, and that's not going to happen until you begin to do some of the work that I've shared and then take the action, take the inspired action. And when you do, your confidence builds. And here's the thing, it's not always going to work out, right? But you're going to learn. So like I said, when I make my videos, sometimes people have reflected back to me my worst possible fears of judgment. And then I realized, oh, this isn't so bad. I actually don't mind, or I don't care, because the people who appreciate it and who are being helped by it, it means so much more to me. And it's not even about me. It's about every person who might be benefited by what I feel called and inspired to share, right? So it's that kind of cycle, my loves, is honor yourself, take the action, be true to yourself confidently and boldly, and know that sometimes you may not get the best feedback back or the best reactions or responses, and sometimes there may even be consequences and punishments, but being true to yourself is the greatest reward of all. And the more that you are, the more you will increase and build your divine confidence that again comes from the inside out, from your soul, from your spirit, as well as acknowledging the light and the darkness, right? So the shadow. So I hope this has served you. And if you want to go a little deeper, I am doing an Amaterasu Goddess Circle. This is every month we do in my Flourishing Goddess tribe, monthly circles. And Amaterasu is going to be helping us to be bold, beautiful, and brilliant, and really shine brightly, step out of the closet, however we're hiding ourselves. So I will leave a link for you, or you can visit flourishinggoddessschool.com and find the Amaterasu Goddess Circle. And I am so excited. I hope you'll be joining my journey as I'm writing this book for you as well, where we'll go a lot more in depth. And of course, I just hope that this serves you. Let me know in the comments where you are struggling with your confidence and which goddess you're going to be working with to build your confidence, right? What really spoke to you. And of course, if you have questions, I won't be able to answer them individually, but it does help me to create follow-up videos for you so I can continue to serve you. So yes, I hope this has served you, and I would love to give you a lovely meditation with many more goddesses. If you come over to my website at flourishinggoddess.com, it's completely free. You also get my free video training on how to reclaim your feminine power, and there's all this love and all these gifts for you, lovely heart offerings. So come on over to flourishinggoddess.com, sign up to the newsletter so I can give that to you. I don't bug you much. I think I maybe send out 2 meals a month, if that, usually. So yeah, I respect your time, and I would so love to serve you more deeply. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this. I have other videos on how to not care what other people think, you know, boundary setting if you need a little more support with this area. And I look so forward to staying connected and serving you again. Sending you so much love, and go out and shine. Okay, my darling. Namaste.